Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by my live stream today. I really appreciate it. This was a suggestion from one of my uh, YouTube subscribers. He said, maybe I need to do one or two more live streams so people can really get to know me. Let me fix this camera. I'm outside. Hey, good morning, Roger Walker. Thank you. He says from Alabama. My ex-wife in America, her family's from Athens, Alabama, and I love it down there, man. The wide open spaces. It's a little place called Elkmont, Alabama. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Hey, retired 2019. I'm just going to wait for a little while, get a few more people on here. Hit the like button, guys. I always forget to tell you to do that. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you prefer. I don't ever force anybody to subscribe. And, of course, the super chat is on. It's just a way for you. You want to support my channel. Hey, Duro M. Magandang Maga. Yeah. Mayunga B. See, you're speaking Tagalog. I'm speaking Bisaya here. Hey, Jordan, what's up, man? I'll be glad when you get back over here. What part of you is your girlfriend living in, Jordan? I forgot. I think you told me. Hey, Calvin, are you really alive right now? Hey, Daniel Atkins. Yeah, I am, brother. I appreciate it. Thanks. He says he's a big fan. That's kind of shocking to me, man. I'm just a regular Joe, guys. Just sharing, my experience with you. So when y'all come over here, y'all can have the time that I've had. Matthew Debman, what's going on, man? He said, love that name, man. I'm from Lexington, Kentucky, tuning in. Thank you, man. I'm originally I was born in Lexington. We moved to Louisville when I was 4, but I consider myself a Lexingtonian. All my kin people live in Lexington. We're the only part of the family that moved to Louisville. Stay Frosty, what's going on, man? Thank you. Ted Martin, I've been there 13 times. Wow. He said, Byron, regular guy with 20 points on. You guys are funny, man. That's why I like, this is really the best part of my of my YouTube, really, is the live, man, because you guys are something, man. I like, interacting with you. It's always fun. Hey, Ingram's friend from Detroit. What's up, boss? That's Ted Martin. Hey, man, I tell you, man, Ingram Davis, man, he's become, I consider him a friend, even though we only know each other from here. Hey, from Luxembourg. Wow, that's Dennis Antonio, man. I'm impressed. Jerry Wedzinger says he's freezing in Canada here, man. Well, I tell you what, you see what I got on here. It's nice right now. It's about 9:30, so it's about, I'd say it's 75 here right now. Brian Barton says, hello, Calvin from Southeast Missouri. I was thinking about physical therapy for the little girl when I heard you say it on the video. Anything to help her to be self-sufficient is good. Hey, thanks, Brian. Hey, Ted, thanks for that super chat. Brian, you're right. And as soon as I get this renovation done, that's what we're going to work on after that. Because nothing would help me more than to getting her some kind of therapy once or twice a week. I'm sure it's not that expensive here. Hey, Kevin Russell, he said, what's up, man? I'm here in the Philippines also, but in La Union. Man, a lot of y'all guys up there in La Union. That must be a pretty nice place up there. I got a friend, Jesse. He's up there. Then I think there's a vlogger from San Juan, La Union. He's always on the beach. Stephen Francis, what's going on? He says he's from Bermuda. Man, you guys, I tell you now, you got good weather there. Villas is I can't pronounce you guys. Some of you profile names tickle me. He says 29 degrees in Jersey. Michael Foster, hey Calvin, I'm Mike from London, England. Man, I visited London, England, and we steamed into Portsmouth, England, and I took a tour to London, man. Trafalgar Square. I'll never forget all them pigeons and stuff, man. I mean, it's just stuff. Like I said, this is once in a lifetime things that get etched in my mind. Just certain places, and Big Ben. I seen the changing of the guard. You're talking almost 40 years ago, man. I still remember it. He said, Byron 100 says, have you been to Thailand? If so, what are your thoughts for expats living there versus the PI? I've never been to Thailand before. I told you guys, it's a true story. I saved, all I had from my divorce after 18 years of being married, and we're on civil terms now. I walked away with $20,000, and I plan to take a trip around the world. Came to the Philippines. I haven't went anywhere else. Hey, K Dallas, thanks for that super chat. David Madrick, thanks for that super chat from Augusta, Georgia. I always tell you, man, that's where James Brown is from. But yeah, K Dallas, I appreciate your continued support, man. Thank you. Ingram Davis says Thailand is an awesome place. What do you think, Ingram, since you've been to both of them? You've been to Thailand and the Philippines. Which one's the best? Hey, Mac White, what's going on, brother? Brandon QSRS Slapper. EM3 here, brother. GA must be nice. JH, hey, Calvin, what's going on, Jay? Steve says, greetings from Fresno, California. Can't wait to be able to travel. Man, I'm going to tell you, man, you think I'm joking, man. I can't wait till this opens back up. Because one of the things I used to love was meeting, other foreigners over here, man, and just kind of shooting the breeze with them. I'm very limited now. Hell, I probably talk John's ear off. What's going on, Philip? Thanks, brother. Philip's been with me probably since I had a couple of hundred subscribers, man. He's up there, way up in Luzon somewhere. Where are you, Philip? Type that in for me. What's up, Will Mack? He's at work in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Okay, he's a Michigan guy. Wolverine. John Wells. What's going on, John? I'll be over your house later on. I'm going to interview John today. Hey, guys, I forgot to tell y'all, but I started my Patreon account. Come on over there, man, and check me out, man. It's totally different from Facebook. I'm going to give you a lot of inclusive content that's not going to be over here. And what I really like about it is troll free. There's no trolls over there. And it gets my imagination going when I ain't got that negative stuff going in me. It gets my creative juices flowing, man. I've got a lot of things. I'm actually going to put that interview with John Wells on my Patreon account. But, I'm going to do, they say exclusive. I call it inclusive. Live streams for my Patreon members. It's just something different, man. Because, it can get kind of toxic on YouTube, man. A guy asked me the other day, he said, man, are you worried about a Filipino turning you into immigration for helping that little girl? No. And I'm going to tell you guys, what worries me more is some guy in the West, in America, France, Britain, someplace like that, sitting behind a computer desk and alerting authorities, even though I'm not doing anything wrong, money's coming out of my pocket. There's no crime with that. I've already checked on that. I'm not charity. I can help people. It's just no different than me giving somebody some money out on the street. But yeah, I'm more worried about that than a Filipino, because Filipinos, they understand what I'm doing. They, even though, the crowd mentality is everywhere. It's not just in the Philippines, it's some miserable guy out there that wants to make everybody else miserable. Hey, Levon White, thanks, brother. Good to see you. Everybody, if y'all don't know Levon White, his son is a great football wide receiver, man. And they used to play the University of Louisville all the time. And hell, he's probably going to be playing on Sunday pretty soon, Levine. From what I saw, I went on YouTube. Go on YouTube and check him out. What's his first name again, Levine? I forgot. Type it in there for me. Hey, Crazy Cord, thanks for your patronage over at the Patreon. He was my second patron over there. I got some stuff coming up, man, for you over there, Crazy Cord. Thank you for your support. Okay, Mac White said my sister's from Somerset. Yeah, that's a little further out. I think you have to go through Lexington and then on that way. Daryl M says the Patreon going to be worth it. Absolutely. Like I said, you're going to get some inclusive content that's not going to be coming over here. Thanks, Crazy Core, for that super chat. Kobe White, yeah, Boston College. Go on here. I'm going to tell you who he reminds me of, and this is my humble opinion. He reminds me of Steve Smith that used to play for the Baltimore Ravens. That's who he brings to mind. When the first time I saw him catch a pass, and he's built the same. The guy's got hands of steel. Michael Foster said, what network are you on, Globe or Smart? I'm on Globe right now. And see, when but I'm going to tell you something. On my phone, I've got Smart because Smart has a better signal on my phone, but Globe has a better signal for my Wi-Fi. That's crazy, isn't it? Hey, Joan Soap. Is that Soap? Hi, my baby love. I hope you're not one of them bots that's always coming on my channel saying they're lonely and all of that. Yeah, Mac White. Yes, about 2 hours. Now, is that on the way? Hey, thanks to Tariq Campbell. I appreciate it. Is Angeles a good city to have as your base coming out there? Absolutely. I was talking to a friend up in Manila, and he has a lot of friends in Angeles City. He said, man, they've got a whole community up there, brother. He said they get mail. He said everything, yeah, that's absolutely, Tariq. A lot better than what I got down here. I'm thinking, as a matter of fact, when this opens up, I'm going to go visit him, and he's going to take me up there and introduce me to a lot of the guys up there. Mark Richard said, so it's okay to give to the poor. Not really. I mean, they discourage you from doing it. And this is the first time I've ever specifically helped anybody, guys. Listen to me. You go on my Sunshine Show, the Facebook page, you see I help people indiscriminately through my spin wheel. If they come here, just my Filipino subscribers, if they subscribe on my channel, I enter them into a spin wheel for the chance to win 1,000 pesos every Friday. And during the pandemic, Robert Sanford says, I appreciate the video about the 1,000-pound gorilla. I needed that information. Hey, you're welcome, Robert. And that video is about the jet lag, man, and how to handle it and what to do when you get over here, because it's tough, man. When you, coming from America, I spoke to a guy from Austria. He said it was the same way with him. But when you come over here, man, okay, it's an 18-hour flight. Then you jump ahead 12 hours, depending on what time of year it is, sometimes 13 hours ahead. It'll mess you up. So I always suggest to guys, look, stick around the hotel. Don't go too far from the hotel for the first day or two, man. Even though you're going to be hyped up to get around, this stuff's not going nowhere. And if you don't do it, guess what? It's going to mess up your whole trip. You're going to be tired the whole time, guys. I did that my first time here. Larry June, boots on the ground. That's right. A lot of guys, they get mad at me when I say that stuff. But look, this is what distinguishes me from everybody else. I just want to let everybody know I'm just a regular guy. I'm just a regular Joe, come over here. Mac White said, yeah, it takes about a week to settle down. Now, that's what when I go back home, it takes me about a week. Here, Usually takes me about 2 or 3 days, Mac. But it's tough, man. Durham M said, just go tender in your hotel room. Hey, Sean Francis, he said from Jamaica, what's your Patreon name? Sunshine Shoulders. That's just who I am, man. I don't want to try to, Dame. I don't want to try to confuse anybody. Damon B. Cool says, yeah, Steve Smith, Carolina Panthers and Ravens. Yeah, that's who Kobe White reminds me of. Go on down, you see it. Daniel Atkins says, I was dating a Filipino girl, long distance relationship. Ha ha ha, I got taken. But I found out later she was a he. It's the hottest man I'd ever seen, but I'm not like that. But I have been married 12 years. That's one thing that you're going to see over here. You see a lot of Ladyboys. And see, one thing I can tip my hat to the Philippines, they're way more progressive in that department than America. But they don't have the laws that we have to protect the LGBT community like we do over there. But as far as accepting them and all of that, they're years ahead of America. Because I've seen little boys, I mean, they're 6, 7, already identifying as Ladyboys, and the people around them, their family and everybody, they support it. But yeah, you see a lot of that over here. And matter of fact, my girlfriend's hairstylist is a Ladyboy and is very attractive like that I wanted to interview her just to make it different, but she's shy, Michael Foster said, boots on the ground is your trademark. I like it. It is, man. Thank you, brother. Robert Sanford says, I'm going to make sure I visit the Manila American Cemetery Memorial, man. That's a must. Really, guys. I mean, because those guys gave the ultimate sacrifice for me to be sitting here, man. I stumbled upon it, man. I was stupid. I didn't even know what it was. I was about to ride right by it. And I saw the crosses and stuff. And the guy was actually the Filipino. I was on a horse-drawn carriage. And the guy took me over there. He got me, too, because I just wanted him to go up and down the Manila Bay Walk. Hell, he ended up taking me all through intramurals and all of that. And I ended up having to pay him $1,200, man. I ain't had no choice. Royston Pereira, I hope I said that right. Pereira, he said he's watching from UK. Great job always. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Durham said, yeah, there's an American that killed a Ladyboy in the Philippines after he found out she was a he. I spoke about that last live that I had. He just got out in 2020, and boy, they mad about it over here because he got lucky, man. There's something called homicide over here. That's what they charged him with. There's a difference between murder and homicide over here. They charged him with homicide. He got 10 years, and then he only did 5 because they gave him 5 years good time. And then Duterte turned around and pardoned him. All the people was hot about it. Hey, Jesse, that's my friend I was telling you about. He lives up in La Union, San Fernando City, La Union. Good morning, brother. Matthew Devin said, what's your daily routine consist of out there? Well, Matthew, this isn't the province. This is a city. It's a second-class city. And what I usually do when I get up in the morning, I drink, 2 cups of coffee, check my emails and my comments. Then I come out here, right out here, and I do my exercise routine. That 8 exercise routine that I have, I do that religiously. And then usually I'll go we've only got 2 little small malls here. I either go to City Mall or Gasano Mall just to get out. And that's basically it, really. Now that the pandemic, when the pre-pandemic, man, they got a nice park here called People's Park. It sits right on the ocean. It's beautiful. And every now and then, yesterday was the first time I went to the beach since the pandemic. But this is a lazy town here. It's the same size as Dumaguete, but it's a totally different layout and everything. Yeah, it says they got his Villas is Bakag said that guy who killed that Ladyboy was supposed to get 17 years. Yeah, they gave him 10. He got off, man, and the people over here are still mad about it. You know, I can't tell guys how to. It was on my video. Don't take anything for granted, you know. But you gotta vet that, guys. I don't care before you get to the hotel, before it even goes any further. You gotta vet that because nowadays, man, you can't tell in some certain circumstances. But it's no reason to kill the young lady, and I call her young lady because she calls herself a young lady. You know, it's just no reason to kill the woman. Daryl M said Koreans seem to like ladyboys in Boracay. I don't know because I see them in passing. I don't look at them too close because now, you know, with all these hormones and stuff people are taking, it's really hard to tell. That man Travels 7 said, "What's up, brother? What's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by." Mac White said he was deceived. He lost his mind. Well, I think they were drunk, but I just don't think that. I mean, that's not a death sentence, man. Just chalk it up as an experience, man. Hell, you know, I mean, what the hell could he done to make you kill him? Agante Tambuk Tayanak says, "Hi everyone. I've been to San Carlos for my mate's wedding. It's a nice town. I'm down in Dumaguete, which is much bigger." Well, actually, San Carlos City has 132,000 people. Dumaguete has 131,000. I was shocked when I found that out. But Dumaguete, the layout, it's more of a tourist city. San Carlos is like a laid back, like a family type place. Robert Dame said, "I'm a Muslim. My girlfriend wants me to have more wives. How does that work in the Philippines?" I guess you can do that because they have their own autonomous region. So they govern, you know, they have their own governance. So whatever that is over there, I'm pretty sure it may be okay. But not all of Mindanao now, everybody says, go to Mindanao. You got to realize Mindanao is a vast place. It's the biggest of the regions, the biggest island in the Philippines. It's a tremendous big place. I mean, there's Muslims all over the Philippines. I think like 15% of the population. So that would mean 15 million, about 15 to 16 million people. But most of them are situated down in the southern parts of Mindanao. But man, Mindanao is large. You go up toward northern Mindanao, they got some of the nicest beaches and resorts that you ever want to see. But of course, the government tells you don't go to Mindanao, which they don't know what they're talking about. I mean, they're just looking out for our best interest. But trust me, the first woman that I really had a serious relationship with, she lived in a little place called Lewegan. I mean, they lived right on a white sand beach. And I mean a real white sand beach like this. I'm not talking white sand. I'm not talking beige. I'm talking white sand. This was in 2009. I'm pretty sure hopefully they didn't develop it, but it was undeveloped. I mean, for as far as you could see. And the guy was asking me about mosquitoes. Now, the mosquitoes were bad there because we were so close to the water, and we had to sleep under a mosquito net. And if you didn't get that mosquito net set up at a certain time, it wasn't no sense in you getting in there. I mean, you would literally be covered with mosquito bites. You couldn't do it. Joe says, "I don't know, Calvin, if you just got topped off by a late night tip and turn it around and find a dome, not sure how fired up a military machine would react when alcohol is involved." No, I'm just saying, Joe, I agree with you, but I'm saying I really stay out of, like Mel said, I stay out of controversial issues like that. But I'm just saying, vet that before you even leave the club. Don't let it get that far, you know, because I can tell. I don't care the best looking lady boys. I can tell them. Look at their hand. Okay, look at my arm. See how straight it is? Now, a woman's arm is going to go, it's going to curve in. It's going to have a curve, and there's no hormone they can take for that. See how? Put your arm out. This is something I learned a long time ago. Ours is straight here. A woman's is going to go like this. Trust me. I don't care how many hormones they take. You can't get that. Okay, they're going to have that bend. The lady's going to have a bend in her arm. Our arm is straight. You know, I don't know about the Adam's apple. I don't know about the hands and the feet. But that arm, that's 100% correct. Okay? I found people from Mindanao living in New Zealand nice. Must be the old radical living there, though. K1 says that. But like I said, man, Mindanao is huge. It's the biggest of the main islands here. And I mean, you can find everything in Mindanao. Like I said, the most of the people who practice Islam and consider themselves Muslim, they live in that southern region, Zamboanga, Tawi-Tawi, Bazilan, Holo-Sulu. They've got their own autonomous region. The government here gave them their own autonomous region. Now, Luzon is not bigger than Mindanao. Does that include lab work? How much is CBC X-ray chest? I don't know. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Yeah, Villa is Bakag says you are correct. The shape of the arm will not change. It won't. That's how I learned. I mean, I've learned it. It's been a long time, and that's the way you tell, guys. Look at your woman tonight. Tell her to stretch her arm out. Just put it straight out. Or when she's leaning on something, you'll see that bend in there. You know, they can't fool me. Chase Del B says, what's up, Calvin? Good to catch your live chat again. Hey, I appreciate you joining me, man. Really. Daniel Atkins says, hey, Calvin, have you ever heard of the Filipino P? She's a great lady. You ought to bring her on your show. I've heard of her, and she does a great job. She has a massive following. I'm just a little guy, man. She probably wouldn't. I mean, we live so far from each other, number one. Maybe when it opens up, or maybe we can split the screen or something like that. But, yeah, she does a great job. She has a massive following, man. She's got like something like 30, 40,000 subscribers, man. You know, she does a good job. But not, yeah, I've heard of her. But, you know, I like to talk the nitty gritty, man. I like to talk, you know, and see by her being Filipino, she has her own way. See, but there's nothing like an American, two Englishmen talking to each other. Luis Martinez, hey, brother, what's going on? Thanks for your kindness, your generosity, support, man. Okay, Durham M, I won't argue about it. If you say Luzon's the biggest, it is. I'm not going to argue about that. I tell you what, Mel A says a dead giveaway is the shoe size. Robert Dame says, I'm not radical, and I follow Moses and the Ten Commandments in the Old Testament, as the prophet said, to honor the people of the book. Yeah. And I respect that, Robert, man. You know, I just, you know, politics, religion, and sports, really, man, it's really going to bring arguing, and, you know, I just don't want that on my channel. It's just, you know, I'm doing a vlog about the Philippines. I mean, it just has no place on this channel, but I respect it. He says, yeah, he says, what do you say? He says, I've learned a lot from the Filipino P, but I can relate to you better. Yeah, see, that's exactly what I'm saying. And she probably got people who relate to her better than me. Joe says, Calvin, we really appreciate you. I look forward to watching your videos. I hope to join you in the Philippines and get in shape over there like you did. Hey, thank you, Joe. And man, I welcome you over here, man. It's lonely over here. And John will tell you that. But, you know, I'm getting to be more Filipino than American now because there's nobody over here, man. I mean, you can almost hear a pin drop, and that's something that's very rare over here. Hey, Joshua Hernandez says, hello, sunshine. K1 says, yeah, you're looking fit for your age. Thanks, man. You know, I stopped drinking, smoking, and all that stuff almost 23 years ago. Like I said, I tweaked my diet over here. I don't have all that energy drinks and all that old stuff. What else did I used to eat over there? I used to like a lot. You know, them big portions in America, man. I'm going to tell you something. The small in America, the small cup in McDonald's in America is an extra large over here. They still got them little tiny, a small drink over here is actually a small drink, guys. It's a kiddie drink, okay? So when you get over here, a medium, I mean, you have to get an extra large drink to get a small in America. See, and all of that, see, all them big portions, they're not over here. You know, a lot of old crazy stuff I used to, macaroni and cheese and, you know, just stuff like that. It's not available to me over here. Sweet potatoes and all that stuff. So, yeah, I've lost 27 pounds of fat. And then, you know, just this little body weight exercises that I do. See, I'm 57, so, you know, I can't work out the way I used to work out. You know, running on a treadmill is bad for me. And I learned all this stuff on YouTube, man. And I tell you what, it seemed like I got in shape just like that, doing those metabolic body weight exercises, 30 seconds work, 30 seconds rest, do that 8 times, rest a minute, then do it again. Man, I tell you what, that's the type of cardio we need. Durham M says maybe you should travel to meet more new foreigners. Yeah, it'd be nice, Durham, if the borders was open. See, yeah, that would really be nice. But obviously you're not over here, I don't think. Not making a statement like that. We're in the Philippines. The borders are closed. They're just now open to Negros Oriental, which is on the same island as Negros Occidental. Yeah, I mean, other cities. I've got some people that I can visit in Bacolod City, but you got to realize I've got a 5-month-old baby that I'm responsible for too. I can't just rip and run like I used to like that. I mean, if I go somewhere, I got to take everybody with me. Daniel Atkins says, what's your favorite Philippines dish? Man, I've got a bunch of them now. Of course, I love adobo. They make this chicken and bean sprouts, barbacoa. It's like this beef type soup, stew like thing. I mean, isao. I mean, it's just so much now. I like that macaroni salad that they make. They make it sweet. It's like a dessert. I tried halo for the first time. I love it now. I mean, see, the Philippines doesn't get the credit it deserves for their food. Now, remember, it just depends on who's cooking it. If you got a terrible cook, man, it's going to be terrible food. But, hey, James Lyons, thanks for that super chat. He says, say, Calvin, I saw the video you did on the very little girl home. Yeah, you have a big project on your hands. Good job, my brother. Well, to be honest with you, it could get tricky, James, but I'm going to let it get tricky. I'm going to keep it simple. We're going to do it in sections. I'm going to do that floor, then we'll do the roof, then we'll replace those walls. I just don't want the outside elements getting to them, which it is right now. Hey, Hank, what's going on, brother? Thanks for that super chat. If you've seen that video, man, I mean, they're practically living outside, but they live in that they built like a little shack inside that house. But I'm going to keep it real simple, man, you know, because really, if you look at that video, guys, let's be honest. Hey, Sacha Eugene, thanks for that super chat. That house really needs to be tore down and started over, but I'm not going to do that because I really don't want to draw a lot of attention. And I don't want to disturb the neighbors, intrude on their peace and everything like that. Because the guy said, wouldn't it be easier just to move them out somewhere? Yeah, that makes sense to us. But see, over here, it doesn't make sense. They won't leave. That's that's where they're comfortable. They've been living there for years. They know everybody around there. See, and remember, I always remind you guys that what makes sense over there doesn't have to make sense over here. It's a lot of what goes on over here in the Philippines. It's not going to make sense to you, but that's okay. You're going to have to get used to that. You'll be like, man, why are they doing it like that? Why don't they do it like this? Don't even try to figure it out. It's going to drive you crazy. Just go with the flow, like me, because I tell you, when you first get here, man, shoot, a lot of stuff that they do over here, man, you see I'm bald, man. It's going to make you want to pull your hair out. Christopher Leroy said, yeah, right. I built forts better than that. They need help. Absolutely. I just want to protect them from the elements. I'm not trying to, man, that house needs to be tore down. Listen to me. Okay. And redone. But you're going to see a big difference. Okay. And I was talking to my girlfriend today, and see, I'm going to tell you something. If you come over and you want to get some work done and you hire a Filipino crew, you got to stay on them and you got to give them some, some confidence. Say, hey, look, man, this job, if it takes you 3 days, I'm going to pay you for 5, because they'll take a job that takes 2 days and stretch it out for a week. They're petty like that over here. You got to watch them. So you just tell them up front, like, look, man, even if it takes 2 days, man, I'm going to pay you for 5. So they can go on in there and knock it out. Otherwise, they're going to be sitting around there, man, dropping rocks in a damn bucket, man. I can't deal with that. These people, it's raining here. If you look at that wall, a civil engineer called me today with some tips, man. He's retired. I mean, he gave me just some simple stuff to do, and I'm going to follow it to the letter. I'm going to have the crew that I got over follow it to the letter and just kind of, reinforce some of them walls and put some walls up there. He says, my favorite Filipino food was 4'9", but that's hard to find here in the States. Yeah, Joe Bananas, you're right. There's plenty of them over here. Mel A says, is it safe to wear a bag or wallet? Absolutely. The men over here, they wear those bags, that sling bag. Yeah, that's the style over here. Everybody wears that, Mel. So you're not going to be out of place. But, I don't carry a lot of cash. It's the Philippines, man. You don't need a lot of cash on you. It says in America, man, where, hell, you go in McDonald's and you're going to spend $20. 1,000 pesos, which is about $21 now with exchange rate. The exchange rate today is 48.05. You just don't need a lot of money here, guys. I wouldn't, you got to keep honest man honest. I ain't going to put a whole bunch of money in my wallet. And then a guy told me, he said, hey, Calvin, he said, if you're going to carry a lot of cash, he said, this was one of my subscribers. I told you I got the best subscribers on YouTube. He said, spread it around on you. He said, and then put maybe a 500 peso bill or 1,000 peso bill in your wallet. So when the guy picks your wallet, he said, then put a note in there and say, I'm going to pray for you, man, that your life gets better for taking my 1,000 pesos. You must really need it. Or something like that, man. It was a great idea. So, yeah, if you're going to carry some money, you spread it around. Put some in your top pocket, both your front pockets, both, and put that little money in your wallet back there with the note, G says, hey, Calvin, it's great to have a daughter at 57. How was the medical care at San Carlos? How much did the hospital charge you? How many days did your girlfriend and kids spend in the hospital? They got great care here. They got two hospitals. They got San Carlos Doctors Hospital and the City Hospital where she went. My girlfriend was there 2 days. The baby was there a week because she was premature a month premature, but she's fine. All together with everything was 16,000 pesos, about $325. Yeah. And that's one of the questions the guy asked me was, how much is a doctor visit over here? It's about 500 pesos, about $10, sometimes less than that. You go to city hospital, it may be 300 pesos. Adolf Obama says, you like Balut? Absolutely not. I never tried it. And I don't think I'm ever going to try that. It's just some things, on one of my vlogs, I said, you have to be your authentic self, guys. Don't get sick over here trying to fit in and trying to please people. If you don't want to try something, just politely say, hey, I ain't going to try that. If you don't want to go somewhere, just politely say, I don't feel comfortable over there, something like that. Oh, okay. There's my beautiful girlfriend coming out. She's going to work. She's so shy. But I tell you what, man, I'm so lucky. I don't know. In a million lifetimes could I find somebody like her. He says, do I go to Thailand often? I've watched almost all your videos. I don't recall seeing it, Joe. Joe says this. I've never been to Thailand, but when it opens back up, see, my girlfriend has a passport. We're gonna go around. She was in Singapore before, so I want to go to Singapore. I talked to my friend Anthony up in Luzon. He had a job in Taiwan. He said, I would like it there. He said, what is little money? Peso 100. Well, that's about $2 meal. I would carry with me about 1,000, no more than 1,500 pesos. That's about $25 to $30. 5,000 pesos is about $100. Stop spamming the chat, butthead. Yeah, who is that? Let me get rid of this guy. Because, yeah, he's messing it up. Hide user. See, that's the only time I really do that, man. Thanks, Chris Upton, for alerting me to that. I really appreciate it. Let's see, 200 plus watching and less than 100 likes. Let's get the likes up, people, and help support Cal. Will the Beast. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. A Filipino's easily offended if you do refuse to try the food. No, because you're going to like some of it. But, it's a difference between being offended and being well. Wait, y'all. I got to let her out. But they would respect you better if you said, hey, I don't want to try that. But most of the stuff that's going to be on their kitchen table, you're not going to be afraid to try. They eat the same foods we eat. They may cook it a little different. See, her mother's a great cook. She's a great cook. Let me open this gate for her. And it all depends on who's cooking the food. If you got a terrible cook, I don't care what they cook, it's not going to be good. But yeah, they'll eat. Now, one thing you're going to have to invest in when you get over here, it's like a small oven or toaster, man, because they fry everything over here. And that's not good, man, when you get my age. I don't eat fried food. They make good soups over here. I love her mother's soup and her soup. And she gives me she gives me a break a couple of days a week with that soup and stuff. Hank says I look like a supervisor with them guys. But you got to stay on them, man, because I'm going to tell you something. Excuse me. It's the Philippines, man. They're going to play you like that, They're going to think, oh, man, I'm going to work myself out of a job. But I've already told them I'm going to let them do all the work that I got. So I've already given them the vote of confidence. I just don't want them, playing around like that. And see, that's where your woman comes in handy over here, guys. See, she's got to protect you against stuff like that. See, and you tell her and then she tells him, because one thing you're going to notice over here, they treat you different than they treat the Filipino men. I don't care. It could be the lowest pedicab driver. they're going to show him more respect than they show you. They're afraid of these men over here for some reason. I don't get it, but it's part of their culture. Because, you just tell them, hey, go up there and ask him. I say this to him. Oh, they're scared to death to do it. I'm going to make a vlog on my Patreon account today about that. It was one of them days yesterday, and it started with the damn tricycle driver. See, me and my girlfriend, we rode the motorcycle there, but of course her mother and the kids, they had to take that tricycle. Well, when the guy gets here, we say, hey, how much you going to charge to take us there and back? Now, this is one thing. This is all I'm going to say because I don't want to ruin the vlog. But when you get over here, if somebody says these words to you, he's being dishonest, you really need to kick him to the curb. Oh, whatever you want to give me. See, he's being dishonest because he already knows that there's a set price to take you from San Carlos City to Calatrava. They do it all the time. But he saw me. See, I messed it up because I thought they had already negotiated. I walk out there. He sees me. And now all of a sudden, it goes from the 250 pesos to 300 pesos to, oh, whatever you want to give me. Whenever somebody says that over here, man, don't do business with them. Hey, thanks, Ron Bizzle. I appreciate it. Man, I'm just sharing my knowledge with you guys so that you don't have the same experience I had when I got over here. Every mistake you could make, I made. But whenever they say that, whatever you want to give me, he's being dishonest. Over here, there's a set rate for everything. I don't care what it is. When those guys put these blinds up yesterday, it was a set rate already. See, I usually, when somebody comes over here and does a job for me, what I will do is I'll give them a day's pay, no matter how long it takes them. So if they're used to getting 200 or 300 pesos a day, see, it took him maybe 30 or 45 minutes to do this. I still gave him 300. See? Hey, Hang Lee says, what's up, Calvin? What's up, Hang Lee? He says, Shawshank Redemption says, Will the Beast, your young Filipino will come after you. Robert Sanford says, going to the dentist is high in America. How much does it cost to go to the dentist over there? It's cheap. I had a tooth pulled over here, man. I bit down on a Big Mac over here, and it had a bone in the damn meat, and it cracked my tooth. And it cracked it in two. Cost me 500 pesos. That was for the consultation, the anesthesia, the actual pulling of the tooth. And then it cost me another, I think, 100 pesos for the prescription for the amoxicillin. So, yes, cheap. He says, Mel A says, do people eat peanut butter and jelly there? Absolutely. I've got peanut butter and jelly over here, in here. Now, if you buy the American brands, it's going to cost you about 3 times what you would pay at home. But they've got good Filipino brands over here that taste just as good as the American brands. And yeah, we eat peanut butter and jelly all the time. But I'll just eat a peanut butter sandwich. This wheat bread they got over here is delicious, man. Really. Andy Omar said, a guy told me that whatever you want to give me in the taxi, 210. I gave him 10 pesos. He was like, give me 50. I didn't know the economy at the time. But see, Andy Omar's been here long enough to know, man, if somebody tells you that, they're being dishonest, man. And that's what happened to him. See, because, and I got mad at her. I really wasn't mad at him. It wasn't the 500 pesos because he didn't tell me it was 500 till it was time to bring us back. I got mad at my girl. I said, look, you need to let him know up front. I don't need to be dealing with him. You need to deal with him, not me. You let him cheat me. I said, you know good and damn well that 500 pesos is twice what I should have paid. It was the principal, guys. It wasn't the 500 pesos. Because if he'd have told me I heard 500 pesos, I'd have gave it to him. But see, I knew when he said that, oh, whatever you want to give me, I knew he's dishonest. And see, that 500 pesos is going to cost him because I'll never do business with him again over here, ever. I won't even ride from here to the corner with him. So thanks, buddy. You did that to yourself, not me. Joan Soap says, Calvin, no, it's G says, Calvin, 300 pesos or $6 is to pay for a day's labor. Yeah, you can get someone to paint a house for a day. That's right, or clean a house. Where you find such help? That's the going rate. Now, a master carpenter over here in San Carlos City, believe it or not, you're going to pay him about $10 a day. I mean, he knows how to do it all: roofing, plumbing, electrical work, the whole 9 yards. Cement. I didn't make the rules, so I don't feel bad about it. But like I said, I always give him more. If it only took him maybe 30 minutes or 45 minutes, I gave him a whole day's pay, But that creates loyalty, and Filipinos are some of the most loyal people in the world. I don't need to be over here somebody trying to cheat me. I get out in front of that, guys, and that's what I want you to do when you get over here. You know what you're dealing with over here, man. They can be petty if you let them be petty, but you want to get ahead of that. The guy says, hey, you want your house painted, and just go on and tell him, hey, man, if it's going to take you, normally 3 days, I'm going to pay you for 5 anyway, so just go on and get it done. Wildebeest said, Calvin, I've heard about being 32 may be an issue when trying to seriously find a woman and thoughts. I have no kids, never been married. No, it's not going to be a problem, but I talked about that before because a guy got on here, a little young guy. He's 27. He's coming here to go to school. He thinks that he gets a pass because he's young. No, all you have to be is 18, guys, to get that visa and bring her over there. Okay, so 18 and above, you get no pass. You're looked at as a foreigner. I don't give a damn how old you are. If you're old enough to get that visa and you're a foreigner, they're going to treat you like you're 32. They're going to treat you like you're 62. Mel A says, is it normal to doggy bag extra food in the restaurants there? Yeah, it's normal. You just tell them, whatever you finish, you tell them, hey, I'm going to take this out. They'll put it in a little box or bag. Andy Omar, I don't know where you guys find these 300, 500 peso guys. In Angeles, I'm lucky to get a guy for 2,000 for a room. Wallpaper, scrape, putty, repair, 5,000. No, not here. But see, Andy, you make a great point. It depends on where you live. See, you're up there in Luzon, in Angeles City, where all those foreigners and expats are, and they've established that cost up there. See, you don't have all those foreigners down here, all these expats down here. See, y'all established that. Y'all determined that cost up there. Y'all raised it up that high up there. Because, man, that's a whole month's pay for some people over here. 5,000 pesos? Right. Crazy. Yeah. He said, I'd hire them at $10 a day. You're right. But remember, we didn't make the rules. I don't feel bad. I always give them more, though. I always give them more. Like, if you look on that video yesterday when I show you about the work that has to be done in little girl's house, you'll see 2 guys shoveling the sand and putting it in the bag. Well, hell, it probably took them an hour to do that. I gave them 200 pesos each. That's a whole day's pay for a laborer here in San Carlos, just a regular labor, and then I didn't ask them to do it anyway. They just picked up a shovel and started doing it. So what can you do? I got to pay them, because I thought it was the job of the man I hired for the day, but now he's sitting back there, him and his worker. They're letting those guys do the job because the guy puts it on paper. He said, I need 100 bags of gravel, 50 bags of sand, 10 bags of concrete, and then 10 millimeter bars, those rebar. Well, when I went to get the gravel and the sand, it doesn't come in bags. So he did the estimate. It comes in, truckloads. So they got their little, what do they call it? The little multi-cab. They fill that up. 3 times is 100 bags. And I think 1.5 times was 50 bags. And they come over and they dump it right there. Now, y'all saw me walk all the way back there. So they have to, it's like doing work 3 times. But in America, that doesn't make sense. But over here, it doesn't have to make sense. They're going to make it work. They're going to make it make sense. They're going to do 3 times the work, okay, over here. And, it's just how it is over here, guys. You dirty puppy. Domestic air travel is very inexpensive. Most flights are 20, 30 US dollars. Absolutely right. He's absolutely right. And on my vlogs, when I talk about travel, I say that's the reason I love it over here. Because when you go to buy a plane ticket, it's cheap. And not only that, you can buy your plane ticket 4 hours up until the plane is going to leave. Try that in America and see what it costs you. But over here, you can do it. Hey, Cal, you got out of the rafters of Macy's storage area, sleeping up there, huh? Oh, he's talking about somebody else. Rod Rodenstein says, my friend there works at a store in DePolo 3 days per week, earns about $80 per month. Yeah, that's about right. And he's doing good. She's doing good. You got to realize, guys, 2/3 of the people, 2/3 of 108 million people over here earn less than $2 a day. That's about 100 pesos a day or less. See, the reason the infrastructure over here is the way it is because they don't have a big enough tax base. These people are getting paid cash, and under the table, there's no taxes being taken out. There's no Social Security or nothing like that. They're happy to get that job. I talked about that. Look at my video. The best paying job in the Philippines is when they get online talking to our gullible asses. Excuse my language. A gullible foreigner man. They make y'all don't understand when y'all send that money over here. And, it's your money. You can do whatever you want to do. You're screwing up the mindset over here. You can't send a woman $300 over here, guys. That's 3 months' pay. You're sending it over here every week, every 2 weeks, man. Really? You're going to mess her up for life. What if it doesn't work out with you guys? Now, she can't work, You need a certain edge over here to make it. When we send them money over here, we dog that edge. And I'm going to tell you, it's a dog-eat-dog world over here. Tariq Campbell, thanks for the super chat. He said, how are they surviving on such small wages? It seems unfathomable. Unfathomable. Yeah, but remember, it doesn't have to make sense to us. That's why they eat so much rice. Rice will fill you up. And then they'll eat vegetables, and then they'll eat fish. But yeah, and Tariq, let me remind you that there's 4, 5, and 6 generations living in one house. See, families quite tight over here, man. The Philippines is a throwback, man. They've got something over here that money can't buy. See, we base everything on money over there. These people got tight-knit families, man. You mess with one person, you really got to fight 20 people, man. Alejandra Herrera says, you think things will improve by next year, the virus and all? I think so, man, just in my humble opinion. Because the vaccines are already here already. See, even before the vaccines, the Filipino government had already said, look, it's going to be like the second half of 2021. We're going to start letting international visitors back in by region. They're probably going to start with South Korea, China, Taiwan, Japan, like that. But yeah, I see them opening up for foreigners somewhere around that time because they're going to start vaccinating the masses according to what I'm reading in the Manila Times in March. Mac White says, yeah, cost of living and rent is cheap. True. Absolutely true. I love it over here. This big house I've got now, it's $170 a month, man. Come on. This house here in my little place of Louisville, Kentucky, would cost me probably about $800 a month. Calvin, I saw this poor $9,500 a month, $200 a month, low income, low middle. That's about right. See, what you got to realize, this is G. He's talking about the levels like low income, middle, upper middle, etc. A nurse over here on the front lines, she starts out, they just gave them a raise. They were earning 22,000 pesos a month. It's about $500 a month. They gave them a raise to 32,000 now. So that's about 600 for a nurse. See, so they consider middle class, you know, a nurse over here. That's a lot of money over here. If you earning 32,000 pesos a month. Now, some of the largest earning people over here are the call center techs, especially the ones working on salary and commission in Cebu, Manila. Some of them can make 40, 50, 60, 70,000 pesos a month. See, that's why I tell you, before this pandemic, man, the Philippine economy was one of the fastest growing in Asia. When I came over in 2009, man, you could walk blindfold across the street. You try that now. So many cars, so many motorcycles. I mean, really. I mean, this place has improved tremendously by leaps and bounds over the last 10, 12 years, man. I'm telling you now. You didn't see any cars. If you saw a car over here, it was a politician or somebody wealthy. Now you just see I can go over here to Save More, the City Mall, and they've got cars out there, and somebody's sitting at the table with the salesman right now, taking out an application, just a regular Joe, because the economy was booming over here. Yeah, Mel A, you can buy stock in the Filipino stock market, but I don't deal with the stock market. Rod and Steen says Filipino government intends to vaccinate 100% of the population. Yeah, and see, that's the difference between the Philippines and Western thinking. See, Filipinos over here, they respect authority. That's why they've done such a great job. If you can, one death is too many, but they've done such a good job over here with this COVID. If the government tells them to do something, they're going to do it. Even though they're free over here, it's a republic over here, but they respect authority like that. So if the government says, hey, you're going to get that vaccine, they're going to get it. But there's some people over here that are very superstitious. They have their own beliefs, and they're not going to take it. But yeah, they're going to get as close to 100% as you could possibly get, Rod. You're right on the money with that. Christopher Leroy says, pre-pandemic, how easy can you travel with your peanut to other countries? It's not easy. It's a process. So first thing you want to do is get her passport. Then you want to slowly, now if this is really your P9, I'm talking about you're already living with her. I'm talking about somebody you met online. You start slow feeding her money to put in the bank. And then, because they're going to look at stuff like that. Does she have a job? Is there something keeping her in this country? Does she have a house? Does she have children? They put all of that. It's the Philippine government that keeps them here. Because guess what, guys? If it was so easy for them to leave, everybody would leave. It would be a brain drain. Somebody's got to run the Philippines. They want the best and brightest to stay here. So no, it's not easy, but it's a process that you can work on. Because I'm going to tell you something. Last year in 2020, right before the pandemic hit, my girlfriend's friend, she had got a tourist visa. And she was approved for a tourist visa to Dubai. Not a job, but a tourist visa. Guess what? She never got out of Manila airport. They would not let her leave. They said, no, you're not going over there without a job, because a lot of Filipinos, they will do that. They'll get their tourist visa to go to Dubai, the Middle East, places like that, and then find their own job instead of signing up with one of these, employment agencies and getting, screwed over and all that. Some people there were protesting the lack of food. The attorney told him to go home or be shot. One thing I learned about over here, I do not discuss politics over here or the government. They don't play over here, man. It's not, they could shut me down right today. They could show up at my house today, shut me down and send me out of the country. And they probably would if I got on YouTube, down and talking and being criticized about the government. That's one of the things I love about this place. I'm free over here. You know, this is their country. They know what they're doing. They're very capable of running it. They don't need my help. See, that's part of my American thinking I left at home. You know, hey, if the turkey, however the turkey wants to run his show, let him run it. Hey, Jason Kincaid, thanks for that super chat. He said, you keep helping, Calvin. I'll follow you on Patreon. How much is it to join Patreon, and how many of you have signed up so far? I've got a $3, $5, $9 membership. I've got 5 brave souls on there, and I'm going to give them everything I got. I'm going to treat them as if they were 5,000, you know, because eventually, man, you know, this trolling and stuff over here, you know, and then, you know, a lot of the rules on YouTube are so restrictive, and you know, you want to, you know, you have more freedom of expression over in Patreon, and you know that way you can get like-minded people together, and that's what I want. I want to build a brotherhood. You know, that's what I'm trying to do. But yeah, I've got 5 brave souls, man. You know, and see that's in Patreon. You know, that's your base. They follow you, and you know y'all get along, and that's troll free over there. There's no trolls over there. Nobody's gonna pay me $3 a month to troll me or $5. It's just unacceptable over there, and that's very appealing to me. Yeah, Manny Pacquiao does a lot of good charitable work over here. Remember, man, he came from nothing. That's why I fell in love with him before I ever even got to the Philippines. You know, that guy's story, man, he got a hell of a story. And then we went to General Santos. You know, he's got a hotel there, and I saw where he lived. And, you know, he's like Muhammad Ali is to Louisville, Kentucky, where I'm from. That's how he is. And then we went to Glen, Sarangani Province, to his office. I wanted to meet him personally, but he was in the United States. This is in 2010, getting ready for, I think he was going to fight that, what's that guy he fought, that Englishman he fought, knocked him out in the second round. He's from London or Ireland or one of them. Ricky Patton. He was in the United States getting ready for that fight. And he wasn't in his office. But yeah, I wanted to meet him personally. Jim's lifestyle says, it takes a year to process documents going out of the Philippines, whether tourist visa or working visa. My personal experience as an OFW. Thank you, Jim, for that information. Yeah, see, it's not easy. And there was a guy on my channel. He was a Filipino. His name was Nick Martin. See, a lot of times Filipinos, they will misinterpret what I'm saying, and they'll get mad at me, but he came to my defense. He said, Calvin, as an OFW, he said, before we leave the country, we're given an orientation on the country that we're going, the host country. And they tell us the do's and don'ts, just like you're doing on your channel. He said, so keep doing what you're doing. Don't worry about a lot of these Pinoys and their attitudes. He said, they're misinterpreting what you're doing. And I was so grateful for that. I screenshotted it and I kept it. It's in my photos on my phone because he did me I'm forever grateful for him for telling me that, because 100% of the time they misinterpret what I'm saying. I'm just telling guys from the West, hey, there's a bomb over there. Step over here. Don't go straight. Make a left at the corner. That's all I'm doing. I'm not putting the Philippines down. I love it over here, and I love the people. Hey, thanks 4711A for the $10. I mean, for the super chat. He says a little something for you, Sunshine. Man, I really appreciate it. Davion Engley says, Filipinos always assume you are saying something bad if you talk in length. It's true. And they're very sensitive. And I'm aware of that. And I'm conscious of that. But that's why 80% of my viewers, well, more than that, I would say 70% are from America, and then the UK, Canada, Australia. Most of them are from the West, and that's who my content's for. Even though I have a lot of Filipino subscribers, my content is not for them. They only subscribe because to be entered into the spin wheel. But my content's not for them. I would never talk down about anybody. These people, the Filipinos, have been so good to me. But, you know, if I say something like, look, guys, some of these women on these websites, man, they're men, and some of them, they over here chatting with 3 or 4 men. They'll get mad at me. Oh, not all Filipinos are like that. Well, I didn't say all Filipinos. I said some. A small percentage of them are scamming. Well, they're not scammers because they're not sophisticated enough. They're begging and they're panhandling us. Because they're not scammers. They're not like, there's some real scammers over here, guys. There's a band of gypsies running around the Philippines just making a fortune, skimming these ATM machines. So be careful when you go to these tourist areas. Don't use these ATM machines. Go inside the mall. Go inside the bank, man, because, I mean, you talking about scamming. These are scamming. You stick your ATM machine in there, you get your $20, $40, whatever. Then you get back to the hotel and everything's gone because they got all your information. Yeah, see, they're sophisticated. That's what you need to watch out for. Hard Man Alive says, I've been to Cagayan de Oro like it. I loved it. I loved it. Yeah, I've been there. That's that part of northern Mindanao that I'm telling you about. They call that Masamas Oriental or something like that, but it's in Mindanao. I loved it there. There's a little hotel I used to stay at, and I mean, that's why I tell you about the Philippines. It's vast and diverse. You can go. There's no, no 2 places are the same here. You go to Cagayan de Oro, then you go up the street to Iligan City, and they're different. You come down to Zamboanga, General Santos, or Davao, they're different. Yeah. So that's why I say be careful when you try to stereotype Filipinos. You can't do it. 6 inches of snow here in PA, USA. Cold stuff. Hey, Martin, yeah, he says that in a strange way, I miss the snow. I miss, just watching it outside the window fall down on the ground. Douglas Laturna says, hi, Sunshine. You're on a tourist visa. Any news about PI changing how long you can keep extending it or less than 3 years? It's still 36 months, which is a lot. When I started coming here in 2009, it was 18 months. So they doubled it, which is good, man. Then you fly to Hong Kong for 1 day, come back and start 3 years over. But I'm in the process of getting a 13A where I won't have to leave the country. Joseph Sigelki, hey, thanks, Joseph, for your help, man, your kindness, your generosity, your support, man, is unreal. He said, I watched the Peace blog with Arthur last night. Poor dude, but the Philippine people helped him out. Wish more people were like that here. Yeah, Filipinos get a bad rap, man. They got some kind people over here, man. I'm telling you, in 2010, when my son was born, he was born 2 months premature. I didn't have a passive income. It cost me about $7,000. He was in the hospital for 18 days. My girlfriend at the time, which was my wife now, was in the hospital for 5 days. It was like $350,000. I had like $7,000. It was a Filipino guy, her brother-in-law. Believe it or not, I was shocked. He loaned me the other $50,000. I couldn't believe it. This is a guy who was earning about $120 a month. I was shocked that he had it, but he loaned it to me, man. And I mean, I'll never, ever forget that. I mean, it shocked me, because I was going to have to call home and try to borrow from one of my friends and family. He said, no, Calvin, he said, I got it in the bank. I'll loan it to you, And yeah, they got some giving, man. They'll give you the shirt off their back, and and that's all they got is the shirt on their back. I say it over and over, guys. They got something over here that money can't buy. We base everything on money over there. It's not about money, guys. I'm telling you all the time. Yeah, you need it. It has its place. but you want to control your money. Don't let it control you, man. You know, and over here, they just got something, man, that I found to be the money can't buy, man. It can't buy the peace of mind I've got. Man, I was earning, man, at one time in 2009, 2010, this is true. When I started coming over to the Philippines, man, I had my own insurance agency. I had about 20 agents working under my contract. I had an FMO contract. I earned over $200,000 for those 2 years, man, but I was miserable as hell. And making that kind of money like that cost me everything, because my wife started getting jealous. You know, that's when I started entering into that, what they call it, the midlife crisis. The stress was just, I mean, it was all here, man. You know, I bought me a brand new convertible. I used to just ride around all day, you know, answering phone calls, man. I was miserable though. You know, now I earn about, let's say, about less than $18,000 a year, man. And I'm happy as hell. I'm as happy as I've ever been. Man, look at me. I don't even earn $20,000. Over in America, they be laughing at me. I'd be a bum over there earning 20. A person earning minimum wage over there earns more than what I'm earning right now. But I guarantee you, I got something money can't buy. What I got now, there's no price you can put on it, guys. See, so I take this little 18,000 that I got right now, yeah, and I'm gonna run with that. He says tomorrow got to climb the roof, or maybe 12 midnight. So dangerous. Wow. Yeah, they have heart and souls. Yeah, you're right, Ty. You got to realize something, guys. Filipinos didn't drop out of the sky. They're not from outer space. They're human beings. They live, laugh, and love the way we all do, man. You know, and the sooner you realize that, the better off you're going to be. You know, this old nationalist movement that's taking hold around the world, man, we got to get rid of that, guys. Retard 2019 said, Calvin, freedom is priceless. Absolutely. I would not take that job back over there for nothing. I wouldn't trade what I've got now for that over there. Like I said, I earn about less than $18,000 a year now. You know, hell, my daughter, my 18-year-old daughter, still in high school, earns more than me. Yeah, but hell, hey, thanks. Villa is Bakag. Say, hey, Calvin, I have to go. Thanks for the Q&A. You're doing a good job as always. I'll catch you on Facebook chat. Hey, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Logic says, go ahead, brother. He says, Joshua C says, hey, I'm so ready to move there. Daniel Atkins said, I love this channel. Thank you, brother. Jason Kincaid, 2 tears in a bucket. Hey, Calvin, Daniel says, you have a great day. Keep Sunshine Shoulders going. I will, Daniel, man. You know, as long as it's useful, as long as I'm helpful, I will, man. Mel A says, I'm crying inside, want to get to a warm place. Broke a shovel, maybe 2. Can't find my other boots. That's funny, man. Sperling Edwards says, we're not getting rid of this. Hey, thank you. Manusis? Man, tell me how to pronounce that. Because I appreciate you, man. You're always on my live chat. You're always in my comments. But I can't pronounce your name. Thank you so much for that super chat. Yeah, Ricky Hatton, Philip. I said Ricky Patton. Colin B says, hey, Calvin, they should issue visa if you have a girlfriend and you support her from abroad. Well, actually, Colin, they've got a movement now over here. It's called something Love Beyond Borders or something like that. And they're talking exactly like you. They're saying, hey, if we have a legitimate relationship, you should be able to cross the border and come to visit that. Because, man, I tell you, man, my heart goes out to anybody who has a legitimate long-distance relationship, who's already been here or anywhere, Mexico, Colombia, and you're in love and you can't see each other because of these COVID restrictions, man. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. The guy, yeah, Calvin, he says minimum wage in San Francisco Bay Area is $15 an hour. He said that's over $30,000 per year. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. The guy Greg Fernandez said boots on the ground. He said, he said, whoo. He said from knees in the breeze. He said Dan Miller, Calvin. I know you can't pronounce my username. Dan Miller. Okay, thanks, brother. I appreciate it. And I know that's smart, man. And that's why another reason I came up with Sunshine Shoulders, because I was on Facebook and all this thing with my real name, which I've got my real name on my regular Facebook, which is stupid, in my opinion. Christopher Clay, like your view on the Philippines. Keep up the good work. Hey, thanks, Christopher. This is really the only way I know how to be, man. You know, my mother was like this, and then I went in the military. Man, they just don't sugarcoat it. My mother didn't sugarcoat it. She'll call you every name in the book. She made up new curse words for us, man. But no, she didn't. And I tell you what, my mother she finished 9th grade, but she was probably one of the most intelligent people I've ever met. Marquise Pendergast says, where are you in the Philippines? I'm in San Carlos City, Negros Occidental. I'm about 4 hours north of Dumaguete, about 2.5 hours east of Bacolod City. Then I'm about another 2.5 hours from the big city of Cebu. But this isn't Expat Alley, guys. If you're new here, I'd come here to visit to San Carlos. I wouldn't come here to live because you'll get real lonely here. Start out in Expat Alley, Manila, Cebu, Angeles City, Davao, Bacolod City, Dumaguete, where you got a lot of company. Get your feet wet first, guys. And then, that's just my suggestion. Then move out to the province or whatever once you get your feet wet. Sarah K said, where is that beach? It's in Calatrava. 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 It's about 15 minutes from me. Cal Dedman says, I'm one of those guys that has a house there and cannot come home. Oh, wow. Yeah, I feel for you, man. I wouldn't wish that. Joe says, Calvin, you have an iPhone, right? People can donate with no fees if they feel like blessing some of the people that. Absolutely. I usually just use my PayPal, my Cash App, or Western Union, something like that, remitly. But see, I'm not a charity, so the money goes directly to the people. I think that's how it should be. I either use it. Anytime somebody sends me money, I use it on my spin wheel. But now with the baby Denise, we're using it to repair that house, man. I got to go over there. After this is over with, I'm going to go by there to see the work that they've done. I hope they've done something because I already sent my girlfriend over there to tell them, look, man, y'all need, don't play those slow down games with me. Cal Dedman says, any news yet? No, it's still the same. Second half is what they're talking. G says, Calvin, how's Ilo? Is it part of Expat Alley? It could be, yeah. And I would say, yeah. Ilo is really a nice place. And it's been voted one of the nicest cities in the Philippines a couple of years in a row. I keep forgetting about Ilo. It's right across. It's like a 45-minute fast craft ride from Bacolod City. It's nice. And see, I've got friends that live up in a little province called Miagao. It's really a municipality. Miagao, Ilo. And see, it's a part of the Philippines you guys never see. I'm talking about these people are legitimately middle class. They build their own nice houses. They have their own rice fields. They have their own tricycles that they ride, that they collect fur on. And, they really live good. They live just as good as we live in the United States. Yeah, I live in Iloilo. Yeah, I like Iloilo. Uh, have you been to Battalion? I have. Several cases. Have I been to Battalion? So it's a magical place, man. It's a lot of places like this. I've been to Battalion Island back in 2010, and then shortly after that, it was that the hurricane, the typhoon Yolanda did a job on that place too. But they said that it's rebuilt. I haven't been back since, but we went there, man. It was me, my son, mother. He was a baby. We took the Yaya and her sister. And man, you talking about a nice place. We rode a series bus liner for about 2 or 3 hours. Then we had to get on a ferry for another hour. And man, it's nice. It's one of those little Gilligan's Island type islands, man. It's like Siquijor Island. It's like Comigan Island. It's like Comody's Island, man. You're going to fall in love with these islands when y'all get over here. Make you an itinerary. Don't just go to Cebu. Don't just go to Manila, man. It's some unbelievable once-in-a-lifetime places here. Sherry Casey, thank you, have such great energy. Yeah, man, I tell you over here, I found the fountain of youth. Can you imagine? I jump out of bed over here. And then, sometimes I don't jump out of bed because I turn over and see her laying there and be like, man, I must have really done something good in my other life because it's good over here. It's as good as it gets over here, man. I wouldn't, there's no better place I'd rather be, man, than right here, right now. Yeah, Greg Fernandez said he loved Battalion Island too. Yeah. For some reason, when I go to little places like that, I don't know why, I end up being the only people there. We were at this little small hotel, and the only people was some Filipinos who had migrated to America. They had come back to visit their family. They were renting a house or Airbnb next to us. We were the only one on the whole stretch of beach, man. It was beautiful. I've never been there before. I don't know what you're saying. Todd, I've never been to Bayan area. I've never been there. I've been to Calagaman Island. Michael, it's not that far from here. You go to Bacolod or what's that other place, and then you have to get on one of them little boats that take you over there. But only thing I don't like about it over there, man, it's not that many trees, man. I mean, it gets hot. Will the beach and how's the date in Iloilo? It's all the same, man, over here, man. It's just, I would come over here, guys. I wouldn't, because you got to realize something. I was at the beach yesterday. It was some beautiful young women there, man. I guarantee you they're not online. They're just these beautiful native girls that you see, walking around here in droves. They're just not online, man, and how much is gas per gallon? Well, they go by liter here, and we where we get ours is 39 pesos per liter. So that would be about, let's say 40 pesos. That would be about 80 cents a liter. So you say 4 liters a gallon. It's probably about a little bit over $3 and something a gallon. Yeah, garbage man taking trash, Daryl. And that's a good thing about San Carlos City. Yeah, their garbage comes around maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Yeah, 2 or 3 times a week. The Dunna man. Yeah, you're right, man. The Dunna man. But yeah, guys, I'm 29 minutes over what I had originally set my live stream for. I really appreciate everybody, the super chats, the like. Hit the like button, guys, because I'm new at this live stream, but I know when you hit the like button, it helps me some kind of way. I don't know how. And y'all see no disconnections and everything because I'm doing this on my computer. See, the other day, Sunday, I had my phone and my battery went dead. And boy, they talked about me good. Um, but yeah, Jeff Med says, Calvin, my dad plans on moving over there next year, and your channel has helped so much with critical information. I can't thank you enough. Thank you, man. I hope I have, man. I'm just one voice, and it's a lot of good people on YouTube, like Philippines, My Paradise, Ned right here. He just commented. Go over and check his channel out, Philippines, My Paradise. This guy, I mean, he's really the ultimate vlogger, really. I'm just a raw, unpolished type guy that just gives you the nitty gritty. But Ned, yeah, he's sophisticated. You know, he could be on TV. Hey, thanks, old geezer, for that super chat. I really appreciate it. But I'm going to get out here, guys. I got to go check on the progress over here because knowing these workers over here, they're probably still shoveling sand in the damn bags, and that's not going to cut it with me. They should be having that stuff laid out because the guy's really good at what he does. That's why I decided to go with him. He's really good at what he does. But they will play you if you let them. And one more thing, I'm going to tell you something, guys. You know, y'all get on me when I say don't bring your Filipino to America. Well, you know what's worse than that? Bringing your America to the Philippines, man. Keep that stuff at home, guys. Come over here. The stuff is not going to have to make sense to you. But some of the American thinking will serve you well over here. But most of it, you can toss it out the window on your way over here. Your common sense, keep that. Yeah, that serves you so well. But don't bring America to the Philippines, man. Leave it over there, guys. You know, that's the only thing worse than taking your Filipino to America is bringing that stuff over here. Hey, but thank you so much, guys. I really, really appreciate it. And come back. I'll be here again Wednesday because I'm going to do it Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And this is one of my subscribers told me, man, he said, do it, Calvin. He said, so your viewers can really get to know you. He said, and he's right. He said, it's fun. It is. If I could do this all day, I would, you know, because, you know, it's just so much fun interacting with you guys, man. Y'all make my YouTube experience. You know, that's what the guy asked me the last live stream. He said, what's your best experience of YouTube? I said, you know, interacting with the men and women. I mean, I've met some just outstanding people. I'm talking about in the whole world. Doctors, lawyers, college administrators, foremen, military, professors, you name it, man. Business owners, man. They come to my little channel, man. It's humbling, man. I'm telling you. So, yeah, thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate it. But come on over, check out my Patreon. I promise you, you won't regret it, man. I'm putting some stuff on there today. And then my interview I'm doing with John Wells later. Because John, man, I'm going to tell you, he's intelligent. He's got a good personality. And he's got some stories, guys. You think I got stories? He's got stories. I'm going to put that interview over there. Because, hell, I'm a 2-time loser. He said he's a 7-time loser over here. So he's a playboy. So thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate it. Take care. Stay safe. Stay COVID-free. And I'll see you next time.